slightly foggy in the morning, followed by mostly sunshine with a light breeze and a temperature near 68. Moving into Friday, the same with a high of 68 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
5, 4, 3, 2. Stand by. On my mark. You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, your spot for college basketball in the Panhandle. Don't forget, you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line. Your place for custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. We're so glad to have you joining us today, and we're pumped up and ready to go. I am so happy that it is 74 degrees in Panama City Beach, baby. We're getting ready for spring. So we got a couple more weeks left. That's what the groundhog said. So either way, we're going to be moving closer to the warm weather and the whole reason why everybody comes to this side of the country.
That's not what the groundhog said, but that's...
He said 6 weeks.
6 weeks. I mean, we got like a week and a half, and we're back to
Yeah, well, we got 4 more weeks. So
we're
there you go.
Fast forward towards spring weather.
But either way, I'm so glad to have you here today, Jeffrey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. If people don't call in, guess what? I'm going to go on a rant.
I believe you're going to, and it's good to have Jim and Jimmy doing the ones and the twos on a Wednesday. Jim and how you doing today, man?
Doing great on a Wednesday, man. Had a, I wouldn't say wonderful Super Bowl, but it was a Super Bowl at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be able to go and eat whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we did the thing at home this time. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed home and did it. And had the kids there, and we just kind of lounged out, watched the games. I was taking notes, kind of getting ready for the show and that kind of stuff. But I enjoyed it. What'd you do for the Super Bowl?
I mean, I watched the whole game. I was at a restaurant for the first half, so I didn't hear the sound at all. And the second half, I was back at the house and watched every play and saw the halftime show and the second half, and it just, it was better than the Broncos game. I mean, that Broncos game, the second half,
it was brutal.
I was just miserable.
Yeah.
I really was. I was like, this is the sport that, we've just evolved down to.
Yeah. Now, Jimmy, did you go somewhere or did you stay home and watch it?
Went over to my mommy and daddy's house over on Deer Point Lake. So I got to see a wonderful sunset over the lake before the game. That was the highlight of it, because I got to say the commercials kind of lacking this year. And the offensive production from the Patriots was non-existent. So it turned into a field goal contest early. I was wondering if it was going to be the first Super Bowl that we would not actually get a touchdown in. But somebody decided, well, let's play some football and put some points on the board.
So were you surprised that the kicker didn't win MVP? And do you think he should have?
I mean, nobody's ever going to give a kicker an MVP, even in times that they deserve it, because everybody's going to look at it and just say, oh, it's a kicker. Did he deserve it? Probably. He's the one that put the most points on the board. He was the one that drove most of the contest, but I get why they didn't give it to him.
Well, as underwhelming as both of you believe that this Super Bowl was, this Super Bowl is number two all time in viewership at 124.9 million. It only is second to last year's Chiefs versus the Eagles.
Okay, so
how does that make you feel?
There's more people on Earth.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're running the same,
I don't know.
No. If you're running the same percentage every year, it's just the same percentage. You just have more people on Earth.
Nobody fact checked these guys. So do you believe this is true?
No, I don't believe it's true.
It is. No. That's what it said.
No, I don't care. Let me tell you what happened in Nielsen. Have you ever been in Nielsen ratings?
Not that I remember. Not that I can recall.
So, James, have you?
I mean, before I started working in media, I partake in them, but now I'm legally not allowed to.
No, but they sent me something in the mail, and this is when I was living in Louisiana. And it is a fill-out sheet. It says how many people in your household, what hours are you watching, what shows are you watching, all this kind of detailed stuff. And my wife just took, pen and pencil to it and then left me out. I wasn't included in the Nielsen, and so I wasn't being counted on what I was watching. And it's skewed. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it's skewed. It's not like real numbers. They take a little portion of the population arbitrarily and then just say, oh, this is what it is, and they amplify it, they multiply it, and it's not science.
So if anybody, do get a handful of people watching devices and listening devices, depending on if it's TV or radio, and that's where they pick up a lot of the information. Is basically the people who fill those things out like hardcore all the time, every time. They'll get a little box that they can put on their TV, or they have a little machine that goes with them and like drop it in the car when you're listening to the radio, and it records what you're doing and sends it off to them.
Well, listen, I'm just going to tell you, if you are a Nielsen employee, or if you are the CEO, or maybe you're listening to the radio, or maybe you'll watch it on Facebook later, could you please send Jeffrey a gift basket? Because he is very offended that you didn't count him back in 1984 whenever he was living in Louisiana with his wife. So there you go.
I think it was like 2014 or 15, right up in there.
If you know when it was, you're offended.
It was a little while ago.
You are offended. I'm so sorry, Jeffrey.
She helped out the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, my gosh. So we're going to definitely, for your birthday this year, we're going to get you a Nielsen's birthday cake. No. Yes, we are.
Now, the streaming thing, they can count all this stuff and everything. And now I'd like to give you a little trivia now.
Okay.
Okay, so we're 2 days after the Super Bowl, and, a good possible rant for me is the halftime show, but I'm not going to go all into that. But I'd like you to guess, after 2 days now on YouTube, how much has Turning Point been watched, which Kid Rock, was a major part of that, and then Bad Bunny's performance at the game?
I have no idea.
61 million have watched on YouTube Bad Bunny. 21 million have watched Kid Rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 61 and 21. Okay.
61, 21. Yeah.
So it's not equal, but 21 million's a lot. That's a lot.
The problem that I have with it, there's two different theories about the whole Bad Bunny thing. Okay. Number one, it's sponsored by Apple, right? And they want you to download Apple Music, blah, blah, blah. Bad Bunny's a big part of that globally.
Okay.
The NFL is trying to go for the global market. So we've got Apple wants their person in there, which is Bad Bunny, right? And the NFL wants to get global. So this is two different companies, NFL and Apple Music, wanting to get what they want.
Yeah.
And they got what they want, except that it's a little weird. And James is into marketing, so he kind of understands where it's like after the halftime show is over with, they showed a lot of Latinos celebrating, partying, and all that. But you know what they weren't doing? They weren't watching the game.
Oh.
Because they're not football fans.
Oh.
So to me, globally, you're getting to watch, like the halftime show and getting entertained and all that. But they still aren't into football.
Right, they turned it off.
Yeah, they turned it off. They celebrated, they partied and all that, and they weren't even watching the game.
So the whole aspect of it all is that you wanted to draw more attention to the game, but in essence they didn't. They didn't because it was just the halftime
and they
area.
They show these parties in like Sydney, Australia, because I don't know if you know, there's a NFL game going to be there this year.
Yes.
Paris, France. I don't know, somewhere in Germany.
And then Brazil's getting one.
And there's 9 games. 9 games. Wrap your head around that are going international this year.
Which is like on Sunday mornings at like 9 o'clock. So you can watch it.
8.
Yeah, you can watch it before you go to church.
Australians going to be the opposite, right? Because they're later in the day.
Yeah,
like
I have no idea.
17-hour difference. So they're 7 hours behind us. Sort of, but a day ahead of us. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be like Saturday at like 2 a.m. or something.
I have no idea.
So they can play on a different day, but 7 hours later, and then the Europeans play early in the morning because they're ahead of us. Yeah.
So realistically, though, these numbers that we're talking about, the 124.9 million that actually got counted for the Super Bowl, they're going to add the halftime show, too, to that. So there's a possibility that I am believing that with them trying to grab more attention from the global market like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But when they say it, it is a little bit not so true because those people turned it off after the halftime show or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, there's people who, I don't want to say they're boycotting, they're really showing a blind eye. Where they grew up with football and just, in the South especially, they're just switching over to college. The morning show this morning, I mean, how often do you hear them talk about pro? They don't talk about pro.
I don't know.
They don't pay attention to it at all. They've like shut it off.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people have done that, and that's because of the marketing and some of the things that the NFL has done. And so with that being said, would you say that the NFL is more popular now than it used to be, the game?
Yes, but in essence, you're still talking about whatever it is, 6 or 7 billion people on Earth.
Right, but
and you still only got a little sliver of it.
But when you think of it this way, now try to get into this, what I'm trying to go at, though. College football has grown way more in percentage-wise
in the United States,
in the U.S.,
yes,
than what I would believe that the NFL has grown. Because the college game seems like it is blown up because of all of the extra things, where your social media, where the players respond, the things that they do at schools now and all that.
So now that you've lived and you've seen, you pay attention, baseball, what do you think was the worst decade for viewership definitely going down on baseball?
Before the steroid era.
Okay, the 90s.
Yeah,
strike.
The strike. And
I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, that's when it was, because that's why I have the opinion that steroids saved baseball.
It did.
I believe that it did. Yes, I believe
it made it more exciting.
Yeah, it made it more exciting. It brought the fans back. It got them in back into it. And at the end of the day, people come to see home runs.
Yeah,
they come to see hard pitching. They come to see balls leave the field. So that's really what they do.
When you think basketball, and basketball didn't take a big of a dive as baseball did, but when do you think the interest kind of was lagging off?
I think that after Jordan retired, Kobe tried to garner it, but it fell off. The Iverson years where he was really popular with Kobe and all that, I believe that was the lull. And then LeBron James kind of brought it back up, and then Steph Curry took it up to another level. And then now you see that to me, I think we're still in that lull because you really don't have that star. LeBron's old. He's fading away. You're going to always have your basketball fans, but it's the younger generation. There's so many people.
Oh, there are.
But the Carmelos, the KDs, those guys kind of did not take off because you know why? Because they switched teams too much. They went from one market to the other market to the other market, and they didn't stay with a team, and there wasn't dominance.
Yeah.
The Warriors had that run that they did, and that was the deal. But now that Steph is kind of fallen off because of his age and because of, losing some pieces.
So they have stars, but not superstars.
Right. And that's the thing. If you don't have a superstar, right now I feel like baseball has Ohtani and Aaron Judge. They've got 2 stars on each league, the NL and the AL.
Yeah.
In basketball, it's you got these guys that are getting ready to retire, but then you've got these younger groups. But there again, one of the superstars that everybody is captivated by is Wembanyama, Wemby. But the fact is that him and Luke, him and Luka and Joker and those guys, what do all 3 of those guys have in common? They're not from America.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so they're stars. We love them.
Yeah.
They're stars, but I feel like America's looking for that American star and Ant-Man's not it. I'm sorry.
And LeBron is done because, I don't know if you know, he missed his 18th game.
Yep.
And that is supposedly the invisible threshold of you're not going to be on the All-NBA team.
You can't win awards, and I've got a list that I want to talk about when we do talk about the NBA, because I got some stuff I want to talk about maybe in another segment. But speaking about the global market of the way the NFL is trying to garner it,
and the NBA,
they're doing but what they're doing when they do take stances against not even popular opinion, but when they get in the political realms, it does seem like that it causes a pullback from some of the other people. And that's the deal. When you alienate groups of people, you have parts that fall down. So no matter which side of the pendulum you're on, it doesn't really matter, because one side's going to be mad and the other side. So that's why, a lot of these stars say, hey, I'm here to play basketball and not talk politics, or hey, I'm here to play football. I just like Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is realistically the one that said it the best. He's like, hey, look, I don't care. I'm here to throw a football and try to help my team win, and that's all I care about. What I do in my personal life is in my personal life. Yeah. And they don't ask him any more questions. But the ones that kind of get out and say this or say that and say this on Twitter or say that on Twitter, then you get the people. And then that's how you get fans that love them and then fans that hate them, which I guess you need both in the life. Yeah. But either way, let's look at the Super Bowl real quick. One of the things that I found out, Will Campbell from LSU, torn ligament in his knee. So that was one of the deals that was going on during the game. Okay. I mean, because he looked like he couldn't block anybody. It looked like I could have bum rushed him and go, because it was like there was not a lot of quickness. It was just like straight running over him the whole night, and they didn't change anything to try to get a chip block, didn't bring the tight end over much. They did some, but they didn't do it enough, because it just seemed like all night long he was on his back. But it is confirmed Will Campbell has a torn ligament in his knee.
Did they say surgery yet?
I don't know.
Because there's somebody else is injured in their surgery that they're putting off. Is it Drake May?
I'm not sure about that.
I think it might be Drake May. He's the one that's putting off. He's not going to do. He doesn't want to do surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you think out of every team has the most Super Bowl losses?
Oh, well, the Patriots have 6.
Right.
Right. So that's got to be the most.
Mm-hmm.
I know Minnesota. The Broncos probably have 5.
Yep.
Okay, so the Vikings and the Bills have 4 each.
Yep, that's it. 6, 5, 4, and 4. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Vikings had that many losses.
No, because before the Bills lost 4 in a row, the Vikings were the first one to do that.
Yeah.
They were the team that was 0-4. And then Elway dropped 3 after there was one that they lost in 1977. So they were the second 0-4.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying, oh, the Broncos can't win, until they took one from Brett Favre because they stole it from him.
Yeah, well, you were teenagers in the 70s, so that's the way it works. I wasn't even born yet.
4 years old. And you want another useless trivia? We're talking about the kicker can't get the MVP. Can you name the only person who is not only a defensive player, but he was the MVP and he was on the losing team?
I don't know.
James?
Jim Thorpe?
Chuck Howley.
I don't even know who that is.
Dallas Cowboys, and they lost to the Steelers, and he got MVP of the Super Bowl. A losing player.
Wow. We're going to go to the Red 70s phone line. We got Mike on the line. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. You?
We're doing fantastic. It's beautiful. 74 degrees here in Panama City Beach.
Good. Well, it was 50-something here yesterday at Ohio, close to 60. But let me talk to you. You piqued my curiosity, or somebody did, with the 18th game missing for LeBron James. What do you mean he was, or what did that comment? You mean, who said he was done?
So there's a rule in the NBA that if you miss a certain amount of games, that you are no longer eligible to have to win a regular season award. And so LeBron is starting to get there. Giannis and LeBron are already past the number for regular season awards.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, and I'll give you mine, do you think it's time for LeBron to step up and do the right thing and retire?
Yeah, I do. I think it's time.
I couldn't agree with you more, because look how many seasons he's been playing in the NBA. And once you get it, I don't mean to sound negative of LeBron, because he was one heck of a player for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Mm-hmm.
I caught most of his games on radio. He was one heck of a player, and he scored three-pointers when he was younger.
Yeah.
And now that he's getting old and a little long in the tooth, he can't jump that high anymore. And yes, I do think it's that time for LeBron to call it quits. But he won't, because his son LeBron James is playing for the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
You know they'll keep they'll keep him around. What say you?
Yeah, I think so. And let's don't get it twisted. Bronny's playing warm-ups right now. He's on the team. He's playing the warm-ups. He doesn't get much playing time. But,
Water boy.
But, yeah, I agree with you. I think LeBron needs to hang it up. I think that he had, he's got his son there. That's great. That's a great story. And, I think he should hang it up. But we're bumped up against the break, Mike. We're going to have to go, my friend.
All right, Paul. You take care. I'll call tomorrow. Bye.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Quick stat on that. Mm-hmm. Out of all the players in the Western Conference, and this is going to be unbiased from the 18 games that he's missed, he is 17th in the Western Conference in points per game.
Wow. That's
not all NBA.
No. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we're going to have Aaron Bearden on here. Got some big-time questions about cards coming up. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it.
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer. Clutch it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Ram.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
The game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and 69 with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, slight fog with lows around 57. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, followed by mostly sunshine with a light breeze and a temperature near 68. Moving into Friday, the same with a high of 68 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
360-degree protection of your home, 365 days a year. One low monthly price.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control offers an affordable program that provides our customers with peace of mind. Brock 365.
We like bundling pest control with termite protection for a low monthly payment. We couldn't be happier with the results. Most treatments are done outside, and we haven't had any issues in over 3 years.
Call us today for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control.
Contractors, when your job site needs materials fast, trust the local team that delivers. Mid-South Lumber Company brings you reliable job site delivery, in-house credit, and competitive pricing on everything from lumber to doors, windows, and more. Plus, their unmatched customer service has your back through every step of the build, making ordering, delivering, and the whole process easier for you. Support local. Build with Mid-South Lumber Company. Mid-South Lumber in Panama City on 11th Street or on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Now, taking your collection to the next level. It's the Instant Replay Sports Cards Box Break. With Aaron Bearden on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for all things sports related. We're pumped up and ready to go. We are excited about it because today is Wednesday, and you know what that means. Aaron Bearden on the line. Aaron, how you doing today, my friend?
Oh, fantastic. How are you guys?
We are doing good. What is going on at the shop this week?
Man, what isn't going on? This
That's
is
what I'm
a
talking
crazy
about.
Release week. Yeah, 2026 Topps Baseball came out today.
Wow.
Brand new first 2026 cards out. So, that's been a hot item so far today.
So what's the difference between that and, like, say, maybe the Series 1? Don't they have, like, a Series 1 that's coming up? And, is that all the same, or is that what this is, the Series 1?
Yeah, this is Series 1. Yep.
Okay, so with that being said, I read, and I'm going to read it because I want to make sure I get it correctly, an actual 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card will be inserted in a random pack of 2026 Topps Series 1. But before anybody panics, the literal card will not be placed in the pack. To preserve its condition, one lucky collector will find a redemption card that can be redeemed for the historic original. So, did you know that? And do you have that? Because I'm ready for that.
Yeah, they just announced it. They didn't bother telling shops that back when we ordered the product. That just got announced here the last couple of days. Yeah, and it's not about preserving the condition. The card's too big to go in a pack. Cards from 56 and before were larger than modern cards, so they couldn't put it in the pack.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's in there. I hope that sounds great. It seems like an awesome moment for somebody to have to pull that redemption. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. Keep tabs on it, and hopefully it is exactly what it's said to be.
Is it like a 5x7, like a larger picture, or what?
No. But cards up to 1956 were a little bigger. Today's cards are 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and those were just a little wider, a little taller, so they wouldn't go in modern packs. So yeah, you definitely know, or the card would it would stick out a little bit if you put those older cards into a modern pack.
So let me ask you this about that, though, Aaron. When you talk about that, how much a card like that? How much is a card like that worth?
It depends on what condition of a mantle they went out and purchased and put into the pack. And it can be anywhere from a 1 to a 10. And to give an estimate on that, I mean, ones in the last few years, ones have sold for $25,000, $30,000, maybe $40,000 if they look good. The last, let's see, there was I think a 9.5 sold a couple of years ago for over $12 million.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
I doubt they bought one that good. They probably bought a lower end one, but that's still going to be an amazing pull for somebody.
So let me ask you this. I heard it in your voice. I heard it in your voice. And, the radio's a crazy thing. Telephones are crazy things. You seem to be a little skeptical saying if they do this. Have they done something like this before and not fulfilled the promise? Or what was the hesitancy there?
Well, there have been some issues in the past couple of years with, big cards that were supposed to be in packs, and that it's been a little, it's hard to prove sometimes. There was the issue last year with the Paul Skeens MLB debut patch card. There have been a couple of different stories released through official channels on where that card was found and who found it, and, all that. A lot of people are skeptical. I know a lot of store owners, a lot of dealers, if you ask them, they're not going to put money on this card being found. Topps did something similar in 1991. It was their 40th anniversary. And they advertised that they were putting one of every card they'd ever made, from 1952 Topps on up, to 91 set, one of everything into the packs. And obviously 52 to 56s would be redemption cards. And, pre-internet days, Beckett Magazine, Tough Stuff Magazine, all these, the institutions people looked up to in the hobby were trying to keep tabs on these cards and saying, look, if you hear of these things being pulled, if you're at a show where somebody opens a box and finds any kind of big iconic cards, let us know. And there were a lot of those cards that never turned up.
Wow.
So there was a lot of speculation that, some of those expensive cards maybe never made it into the packs. Maybe it saved them some money back then. Look, 1991, the Topps company is completely different from Topps and Fanatics in 2026. Totally different people, different entity. But, yeah, there've just been some issues. I think we all can Google, sports card scandals over the last year. So I hope it's in there. I hope they're totally on the up and up. And I would love for, some lucky collector to pull that. And, even in a one, just the experience of doing that and being the person that finds it, that's pretty amazing. They're also giving away some World Series tickets.
Wow.
From what they've said. So that's another cool thing to look. And look, beyond, they put out those big hype things to get everybody's attention. That's cool. One person's going to pull that. Everybody else is never going to know it's going to happen. Beyond that, there's a lot of great rookies in this product. It's going to be a lot of cool inserts. Hey, it just came out today, so we're still seeing, almost every pack that gets open, there's something new in it we haven't seen yet. So to judge it, just on one big chase card that makes national news, it's sort of unfair. I think it's a good-looking product so far. Got some neat inserts. So a lot of value to it, a lot of fun to be had outside of, chasing one Mickey Mantle card.
So let me ask you this about it, because we've talked a lot about the online community and how it's grown and how that these guys that are, have shops or they're collectors, they open packs online and they show you, and it just seems like they're hitting hits all the time. And obviously they know where they're sending their cards to as far as Topps and some of these other conglomerates. Do you think that they would do something like that? Like, is there a way for them to do that as well, like they do some of their other deals, so that if somebody that's, that's one of these guys that are on there that has, 12 million followers and has all these views, and do you think they would do something like that as well? Is that a good possibility that they would send it to someone they knew that was going to give them a lot of publicity and make them be like, sell the packs more?
I would love to think that isn't something they would even consider. That they would just randomly put it in a pack and not, maybe it goes through 15 different hands at Topps, so nobody knows what box it's in or where that pack is getting shipped or whatever. We have seen some things to the contrary recently. I would like to think they learned. Maybe somebody made a bad judgment call.
Yeah.
Without the blessing of the entire Topps or Fanatics company, and kind of did something they regret. I'd like to think that doesn't happen again, but we hope for the best. Like I say, there's so much else in this product to enjoy, and whether or not that one Mickey Mantle card is in there, it's still a good product. The price of the box doesn't change just because there's, in theory, one really amazing card to be pulled. So it's definitely still something to have fun with if you like to collect cards. It's a very affordable way to collect cards of all your favorite players.
What is the prices, and do they have the megas, the jumbos, and all of that?
Yeah. I know right now the hobby packs are like about $7 for a pack. Boxes are in there like most places I'm seeing like $140, $150, something like that. I'm not out front with them right now. I got to go see what I know we do is, as cheap as the big online guys go, and you're getting them local, you get them in your hands right now, today. So if you pull something big, you can get online and sell it or grade it or whatever before everybody else finds theirs. So that's always the benefit of, coming to a local shop and buying this stuff the day it comes out. You get to be first on it. There's always people out there the day this stuff comes out. These, completionist collectors, they got to have it before anybody else has it. You pull something cool like that, you're going to, you put it online, you get one of those people to buy it from you. They'll pay prices that you're not going to see 2-3 weeks from now.
Gotcha. Well, that's fantastic. That's the good part about it. So what's your hours for today? Because people need to go out and get a box from you for sure.
Yeah, open till 8 p.m. on weekdays. Weekdays and Saturday, 8 p.m. So come on in after you get off work, pick the kids up from school and after-school activities, and grab some Topps, grab a pack, grab a blaster box, hobby box, jumbo box, whatever. And, there's just a lot of cool, fun cards. I think it's a pretty good-looking set. to be honest, a lot of great rookies in there. There's guys like Jacob Mizorowski, who was really big last year. A lot of fun cards in there.
So that's the class that it's going to be. So Mizorowski. I was trying to think, is that going to be Kurtz too, or Kurtz has already had his, right?
Yes, yeah. He would have had a rookie last year. So there's like
Roman,
Nathan Church from the Cardinals, Ryan Ritter. Yeah, should be.
Yeah, I thought Roman was going to be there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and they're going to split them up to where some of the guys are going to go Series 2. Series 2 is going to come out in a few months. So some of the league's going to be in that. But, yeah, a lot of good players. Like I said, a lot of cool inserts and stuff we're seeing already. So, yeah, it's some years they come out, and, the day it comes out, you're like, ooh, we're stuck with this design all year. I think these actually look pretty good. Pretty clean design, good photos. The player info and all that kind of stays out of the way. Really easy to see the names and the teams, and good action shots on them. So.
Will there be a Topps Chrome coming out this year, too?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So when does that usually come out?
Chrome is typically, historically, around the July release, usually somewhere around the MLB All-Star Game.
Okay. And that'll, too, be something to collect as well, because they're going to put stuff in that as well. Maybe not what they're doing this one, but it'll be a different style of product, and it'll be just as with the rookies and all that as well, too.
Yeah, Chrome is usually, it's going to follow the same design, but going to be a pared-down set. So this will have, 700 cards roughly in Series 1 and 2. Chrome usually is maybe a 300-ish card set, 400, something like that. So it won't have all of the, some of the relief players and bench players and stuff like that. But your main rookies and your big stars will be in Chrome. And, of course, you'll have later on this year the Chrome MVP buybacks that they've been doing.
Nice. Yeah, so that sounds good. What else do you got going on at the shop this week, Aaron?
We got a huge Pokemon restock. For all you Pokemon people have been waiting for some stuff to come out. We got English product. We got non-English product, packs, boxes, all kinds of cool Pokemon stuff. It took us a couple of hours today to just unbox all the Pokemon coming in. So if you've been waiting for new Pokemon to come out, there it is. Today's the day. So, yep. And then new Pokemon release is actually coming out next week, I believe, next Friday. So, going to be a lot going on for the Pokemon fans as well. And we have Rip Night coming up next Saturday, the 21st, I believe. Rip Night sponsored by Topps. If you haven't done a Rip Night, come in on Saturday evening. It's a 2-3 hour event. We do pack wars and breaks and trivia and giveaways and all kinds of fun, cool things on Rip Night. And this is the only one for 2026 that Topps is actually going to sponsor. There are going to be some one-night-only opportunities and experiences courtesy of Topps going along with Rip Night.
Don't they have, like, T-shirts and stuff like that, too?
They do sometimes, yeah.
So let me ask you this now. Hold on a second. And we're about to meddle a little bit here, Aaron. We got to get at you a little bit. So Saturday night is Valentine's, I believe. So does that mean you're wanting people to drop their kids off at your shop and you kind of let them play while they go on their Valentine's night date?
No, Rip Night is on the 21st, week after.
Okay. So, I was just making sure.
It's still an idea that you just placed in your head.
Yes, I mean,
it is. Certainly, look, Saturday evenings we have Pokemon events. Kids can come in and play Pokemon with their friends, hang out and trade cards. So, you could, I suppose. It's happened before.
I should have picked up some merchandise for you. I was in Disney World last week and went into Epcot, and Japan is one of the nations there in Epcot, and they had a whole bunch of stuff for Pokemon. And then I actually sent a picture to Paul, and it was an Otani shirt, and it was a Dodgers shirt, and it was Japanese and everything, and that was pretty neat.
Nice. Speaking of that, I was in L.A. a few weeks ago, and we went to the Dodgers team store, and they had all these amazing, cool Dodger pieces, if you're a Dodger fan, all these jerseys and everything, and, historic Dodgers and all. The one thing they didn't have anywhere in the store, and I had to ask an employee to make sure before I said anything, there's no Sandy Koufax.
Wow.
In the shop. And I'm like, how do you guys not have anything Sandy Koufax, a T-shirt, anything? And the guy was like, I don't know. We don't get anything for him.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think you guys kind of owe him a little something.
You're not kidding. A little bit. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, we sure do appreciate you coming on today. Give us the address and the hours one more time, my friend.
Yeah. 752 West 23rd Street, Stanford Station, next to Sweet Frog Yogurt, right down from Academy Sports. Hours 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 11 to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, Sunday 12 to 6. Catch us at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Well, we sure do appreciate it, Aaron, and we will talk to you next week, my friend. Have a good week.
You guys do the same. Everybody take care. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit of college football, Major League Baseball, National Basketball Association. We got a whole gamut of things we're going to be discussing. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tonight, the number 14 Florida Gators travel to face the Georgia Bulldogs. Florida currently sits atop of the conference and looks to extend a 3-game winning streak.
And it goes in at the buzzer.
We'll have live play-by-play from the Stegman Coliseum in Athens starting at 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
The puck stops here. James Fife is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for college basketball right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget, you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. Got Jimmy in the building, got Jeffrey here. You know, we've been talking a lot about the NBA and stuff like that, but I want to talk about the Super Bowl, what it did to the draft. And what it did is it allowed us to really see what the draft is going to be. And everybody knows, and we're going to be having the combine. We're going to be going into that soon. starting at the end of February, going into March. So we will have a lot of that. We'll be talking about it, be looking at it, seeing who's doing what, seeing pro days, talking about those Gator boys that are going to be there and the Miami Hurricanes that are going to be there. And we're going to tell you who's going to be there. But, you know, what's surprising to me is, you know, you've got like teams like the Jets. They've got multiple first-round picks. You got the Dallas Cowboys that got multiple picks. But one team that kind of surprises me, and this might be surprising to you if you haven't seen it yet, but the Rams. The Rams have 2 first-round picks. They've got a 13 and a 29. And you say, well, you know, not you necessarily, but in general, you may say, well, that really doesn't matter. It's the 29th pick. That's the 29th best player in college football that you're going to have an opportunity to get.
And it could just be second or third best at his position.
Correct. Or it could be the first best at his position in that 29th. Yes, because if you got several wide receivers taken, or you got several offensive tackles taken, or if you got quarterbacks that are taken, not this year, but in times past.
What do you think this draft's going to be loaded with? Defensive backs?
I think it's going to be a defensive draft. I think it's going to be defensive heavy because you got people like Bain and Mesidor and Caleb Downs. And
so we've seen running backs slide, like the first one's picked, you know, and then you're in the 20s or maybe even at the beginning of the second round.
Really, the second round. Yeah, the second round usually is where the running backs you start seeing some of them if they're good. I mean, last year you had really Genty, and that was pretty much it when you started thinking about it. And this year's going to be the same way. You're going to have Jeremiah Love. Yeah. I don't really see any of these other backs going high because they just don't. Everybody's got a two-headed monster. Everybody's got 2 people. One usually is their first and second down back, and then the other guy's their third down and even their fourth down back that can catch the passes or whatever. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. But the other flip side of that is that you can get a running back from college that's coming in that's fresh that, you know, might be able to do 600-700 yards as a secondary back, and you were paying him way less money to come in and play. So, you know, your Gibbs and Montgomery, you're probably not going to see Montgomery anymore. Montgomery's probably going to be gone, and they're going to probably draft a running back in the second, third round for the Lions.
Fresh legs.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. So with that being said, you know, it's crazy.
Now, wide receivers usually get 1 or maybe 2 early. And
depending on the class.
And then you'll go through the teen picks and all that, and you get into the 20s, and then all of a sudden they're like, one person picks like the third wide receiver, and then they all go crazy. Like, oh, wait a minute, I better get a wide receiver before they're all gone. And another 2 will pick right behind it. And then you'll have like 5 wide receivers in the first round because they're all worried about, oh, no, somebody else is going to get them.
Well, a lot of times, too, when you look at how they've already got their setup of who they want, and it's like, man, if it's getting closer and the team that's ahead of us or the 2 teams that are ahead of us is in a need of a wide receiver, so we're gonna try to trade up to get them because they're worried about them not getting him. Because don't think, and you've probably watched it, the Kevin Costner movie Draft Day. And,
I did watch that.
And that was true. They manipulate each other. They call each other and they lie. They ball-face lie.
Oh, yeah, and they lie to the media too, like bold-face. Oh, we're not thinking about anybody but that guy.
Yeah, we just want him. So
they can't even have a plan because everybody else messes up their plans.
And you always got to look at which media personality is giving out that info too. Because sometimes I think some of these things are coming from coaches. Sometimes I think they're coming from GMs.
They are.
And if you pay attention to teams, usually if I hear something coming out of the Titans camp and it's reported by Rossini, that means it's coming from the coach and not the GM.
There you go. That's true. We're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17s phone line. We got Big Nate on the line. How you doing today, Big Nate?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
So with the draft, coming up very close, and we got the combine, you guys are just talking about it. The thing that gets me is there's always teams in the NFL that try to emulate success.
Yeah.
Which isn't always a bad thing. But how many people, and this is what my take on it is, are going to try to do what the Seahawks did, or try to do what the Patriots did, or try to do what the Bears did, and then not be successful at it because they didn't do it themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't look internally enough, like John did with the Seahawks, he's got like 20 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. Like he sees the board in a bigger way than most GMs do. And then you get owners involved. Don't even get me on Jerry Jones.
I was wondering if that was coming.
The fact is that you have all this opportunity, but the one thing you've got to do is you've got to have a plan. And unfortunately, this year you've got how many new head coaches? 8?
10.
No. Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10.
It is 10.
Places.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and then you got some that have been demoted or have stepped back to do OC work.
Yep.
You know, in the Chargers. So everybody's got a plan, but it's the execution of that plan. How do they get it done? And the draft could be a way to do it, but often, and I've come from Washington, so Washington State, you look at Ryan Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was like the second coming of Christ in a lot of people's eyes. And look what happened.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready mentally. I mean, he had all the physical characteristics, but personality-wise, the NFL ate him up and spit him out because he came from a smaller school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's just a lot to take in. I think that people need to really be – it's going to be a defensive draft like you guys are saying because everybody's – we got to get our defense up.
Yep.
We got to get our defense going, you know. And then there's other teams like the Bills. They need receivers. But I'm not going to pick up like 3 rookie receivers. I would rather get some veterans on there that can coach up a number 1 or something like they did with Smith and Jigba. The one person that got totally hosed on the Seahawks was Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
Not so much DK Metcalf, could care less. Tyler Lockett groomed
Yes, he did.
JSN to be JSN because he plays just like Tyler Lockett did.
He does. Yep.
And now Tyler Lockett doesn't have a ring because he got pushed out.
Yep, that's exactly right. You're exactly right about it.
I think it's wrong. Honestly, I would give him a complimentary ring. I mean, if he could take it, he probably wouldn't take it because he's a very prideful person. But that guy is a stable person in Seattle. He's not moving from Seattle. He owns so much real estate now, it's ridiculous. So.
Well, and that's the thing. You have to wonder if by draft night, who's going to move up because you're talking about like the Bills. Well, they've got the 26th pick. And, if they're really going to try to get a number 1 style guy or at least somewhere, maybe a Cornell Tate or somebody like that, or will they do something else and wait for Jeremiah Smith for next year? That's the other thing, too, is a lot of these guys is exactly what you're talking about. What Seattle did is that they built it over time. It wasn't just an overnight success. They put pieces together, and a lot of these guys try to think, I'm just going to grab, one guy, and he's going to change the world, and then they get hurt or they don't pan out or they're, maybe have to move positions because they don't fit the scheme or whatever. Right. And that's the biggest thing, like being able to plan the future. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do.
Well, especially with the cap. I mean, the Hawks are in a good spot. We could go again because we've got $75 million under the cap right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So you sign everybody to whatever contracts they need. I think Cross is on there. They're going to keep him. And because everybody won a Super Bowl and they want to get back there, they didn't want to have to switch houses. Everybody's bought houses already in Seattle. So they're like, hey, let's just keep it going,
Yeah, it's going to be curious to see how that happens. Yeah, a lot of things. The only thing I don't like about what Seattle is doing, and this is not a done deal yet, and I don't know if you heard about it or not. Obviously, Clint Kubiak's gone to the Raiders, and now instead of hiring somebody outside of the building, it's looking like they're going to go with somebody inside the building. Now, that's not always worked, and it's not worked. It's been terrible more times than not. And then, if you want to bring up the Lions, they did that and it didn't work. And, they did it with the Chiefs and it didn't work. Or some different people did things like that, hiring from within.
I've been looking into that. And I think the best option, if they were to go that way, were to have OC by committee.
Yeah.
Where you have the passing guy and you have the running guy, and Mike makes the call. I need a run play here.
Yeah.
I need a pass play here. And Mike just says, I want to pass the ball. and Mike makes the call, and they give him the best play that they have available at the time. I've seen it work in the past. At the NFL level, it needs to be a little more fluid. I wish they had that guy they could hang their hat on. And personally, I'm kind of glad, even though they won a Super Bowl with him, I'm kind of glad Kubi's gone. I did not like his play style.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like his play calling.
Yeah, honestly. And the good thing, though, that is going forward, which, I mean, I guess you could compare it to the Lions with Jared Goff. I mean, Darnold does know what he's looking at when he comes up to the line. So that does help. But either way, we're bumped up against the break, my friend. We appreciate the call, man.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. But you know, when you look at the rest of the group, you got teams like the Falcons. They don't have a first-round draft pick. Green Bay don't have a first-round draft pick. Sunshine and the boys with the Jaguars don't have a first-round draft pick. Wow. Here's one. The Indianapolis Colts don't have a first-round draft pick.
They don't got a first one next year either.
I know. So that's the problem with some of these teams that were outlier playoff teams. You got out of those group, you got to say the Packers, they're definitely a playoff team. Mm-hmm. They've got the roster with everybody healthy.
The Falcons are right teetering in the middle.
They're kind of teetering. New coach,
Hopefully they don't lose Pierce.
I think he's gone. But then you got the Jaguars and the Colts, both of them right there. What are they going to do with Danny Dimes? Are they going to let him come back? Are they going to get a new quarterback? What are they going to do?
Yeah, Pierce has 5 felonies.
He done real bad.
Yeah, he's done. There's no way that there's going to be any way. They got video, and that's just, you don't ram
multiple people.
You don't ram your Lamborghini SUV into another
repeatedly. And then try and run over a cop.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it shouldn't do that.
I don't care if it's Dade County.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it yet, but when you try to run over your girlfriend with your car, I don't care if you're a football player or not. That's not a good idea. Like, that's just not something you should do. And so he's gone for sure. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Falcons. And I know that there's Falcon fans here. In the Panhandle, but I'm just saying, like, it's going to be hard to do that. But either way, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more of that. But we got some college football news that you don't want to miss. You listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
She's all you ever wanted.
So this Valentine's, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is giving you more of what your heart desires. College basketball.
At the buzzer! First, it's Florida versus Kentucky. Tip-off at 1:30.
Followed by Auburn at Arkansas at 7 on your home for college basketball. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and 69 with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, slight fog with lows around 57. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, followed by mostly sunshine with a light breeze and a temperature near 68. Moving into Friday, the same with a high of 68 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Get ready, boys. Valentine's Day is incoming. Coin and bullion reserves fine jewelry will make the process easy. Earrings, necklaces, diamonds, and engagement rings. Plus, free 1 dozen stunning red roses with purchase of $500 of jewelry or more. For decades, you've trusted Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry, the largest rare coin and bullion dealer in the Southeast. Finest jeweler in town, still at 2621 East 15th Street. Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry, your diamond headquarters.
For Valentine's Day, it's Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina. You'll love the fajita and margarita special. 2 margaritas and a double fajita for $29.99. Plus, regular specials like 10% off military on Mondays and the wildly popular 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. The legendary Peppers Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When the sun sets on the Emerald Coast, the freaks come out and play.
Hi, I'm a recovering crackhead.
Hand me that shotgun. Get on your knees!
The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
O'clock on a Wednesday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for Florida basketball. Don't forget tonight, right after the show, I'm talking right after the show, 6 o'clock, Florida versus Georgia. The world's largest indoor cocktail party is about to happen tonight. Don't forget that. I got Jeffrey in the building. Jam and Jimmy's doing the 1s and the 2s, and we appreciate you joining us today on this beautiful 75-degree weather day in Panama City Beach. We're so excited about that, man. Wonderful. So either way, you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. We've been talking a little bit about the draft, and I do want to go back into that a little bit because realistically, when you look at it, you got the Colts who need a quarterback. You got the Jaguars who have made the next step with Liam Cohen going into his second year. You would have thought he would have done something there. I'm sure they're going to get some free agents. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff like that. And you never know. They could get into the first round somehow, some way doing something. But I'm very curious to see how it goes for the Cowboys and the Rams and realistically, the Browns. And you say, well, what do you mean about the Browns? Well, the Browns have got the 24th pick, and they've got the 6th pick. So I just wonder if they're going to keep that pick. You know, will they go defense there? Because their defense was stellar. The Browns' defense was stellar. Obviously, they're not going quarterback because Shadur Sanders is a Pro Bowl quarterback. What are you doing?
Flag football. All-star, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What?
So, I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of talk about that. So, you know, and we've got some of this. Let's go into the college arena a little bit because I want to talk about the people that have been invited to the Combine. You know, the Combine is February the 26th through March the 1st. So, which is my mom's birthday, March the 1st. But February 26th through March the 1st, and they're going to have all kinds of people. So, obviously, the big name for the Florida Gators, Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle, just a game changer. He's probably going to be, if he's not a first-round draft pick, he's going to be in high second round. I think he's going to be fantastic.
That's all the Gators really had was defense and ball.
Yeah, and then Austin Barber, offensive lineman, Tommy Doman, punter, George Gums, which is a edge rusher, cornerback Devin Moore, defensive end Tyreek Sapp, center Jake Slaughter, kicker Trey Smack. What would you do if your last name was Smack? I mean, you know, Jeffrey Smack.
It could actually work for you.
Yeah, you could really that'd be a nice little tag.
And commercials.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great for a defensive player, man. It's a great last name for a D guy.
Yeah, and then you got J. Michael Studervant. He's going, he's wide receiver. So
you just named off like 8 or 9 people.
They got 9 people invited to the Combine from the Florida Gators.
Do you think... No, they're not going to have 9 people drafted.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
They may not. I mean, that's a lot. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to think 12 Alabama players have been invited. You got Ty Simpson, Jam Millard, Jeremy Bernard, Josh Cuevas, Parker Brailsford, Caden Proctor, Jaden Roberts, Tim Keenan, LT Overton, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, and Domani Jackson. A lot of those guys are going to get drafted.
Okay, I'm going to talk about 4 things. You know how they jump up and they tip
vertical?
Yeah, the vertical. That's one exercise. There's the 40-yard dash for running backs and wide receivers. And then there's the 40-yard dash for the linemen, especially the defensive tackles.
Yeah.
And seeing how those big guys can move. And then, of course, there's the quarterbacks, with their accuracy on throwing and everything. Out of those 4, which one do you like the most?
The 40.
The 40 for the running backs and wide receivers?
I love it for all of them. I love watching the 40. That's my favorite one.
So you don't think you're not disparaging between the defensive tackles compared to the running backs?
I love to see them big babies running down the aisle as well. I love seeing them all run. And you know what?
They're hauling. They're like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. And you know what? I just had this idea. So what we're gonna do?
Oh no!
Yes, we are. We're gonna go live. All right. During yes sir. This is coming right now. Make sure you put this down as programming note, Jimmy. We are going to go live on Facebook on one of the days of the combine.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to see how fast we're going to get you out here. I might even get Coach Tommy Joe or Coach Brown. Somebody give us a stop clock and let them clock you doing the 40. And I might do it, too.
You know how quick you go downhill as you get older?
Yes, I do.
You do know I used to run track. But I got so much slower since those days. And then the funniest thing I ever had happen to me was when I was like 17, 18 years old, I used to run up and grab the fence and just flip myself over a fence. And a chain link is what I'm talking about, right? And then, I don't know, I was like 23 or 24 years old, and I went and I grabbed the chain link fence, and then I went to go flip myself over it, and I was like, oh, I'm not even close. I mean, it wasn't the upper body strength. It was that I just filled out in the middle. And the weight, it's like I couldn't flip. It's easy to flip a 175-pound body over a chain link fence. But once you hit 200, it's a different deal.
James, come get your friend in here. Can you hear what he just said?
I can't even remember the last time I was 175. There's no way I was 175 in high school.
Yeah,
I was like, I totally, in your brain, you're thinking, I can do this because I used to do it, right? And then you can't do it anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Can't hear you in here.
I lost my hearing, too.
I can't understand what you just said, but you
never hopped fences?
Yeah, but I'm talking about, you said it wasn't about upper body strength. It was that I filled out during the middle.
Oh, no, it definitely wasn't, because you know what? I hit the weights pretty hard, right before that and everything.
So I will say this, Big Nate has sent us a text message on the Red 7T's phone line. He was in high school, 6'4", 255 pounds, and he ran a 4.96 40-yard dash. But he says Big Nate is so much not there anymore. So, yeah, that definitely. But that's what we're going to do.
This is the most I've ever weighed.
Yeah, this is going to be, so we've got about 2 weeks until it starts.
So you're saying
I'm telling you need to go out there, because we're not going to have any medical people on standby just in case you blow a knee or tear a hammy.
Big county EMS waiting at the end of the finish line.
We'll see, though, because, Coach Tommy Joe Whitten has invited us to come do Mosley mornings, and I think it starts at 6 a.m. and they do a lot of the working out. But at the end,
is this Monday through Friday?
Yeah, at the end, what they do is they do this little wrestling thing with people that are your same weight. So what we're going to do, and he's agreed to this, we're going to go and we're going to film this live as well. And so we're
going to have like a 1980s montage at the end of this?
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. But that's what we're going to do. So as comical as it seems, this is about to happen. We're about to let this thing go. Really, we're probably going to get a lot of likes and shares on this one. This is going to be really funny. So we'll definitely tell everybody when that's going to happen. But I do want to talk about the Miami players because the Miami Hurricanes have had 10 players invited to the Combine.
So it's one more than the Gators, and they won how many more games than the Gators?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That lets you know that the Gators, they must feel high on the Gators team. So realistically, was Billy Napier that bad of a coach that they've got good players going to the NFL and possibly going to get drafted? And
maybe they're all on one side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, but there was offensive linemen, defensive, tackles, and all that. They had 2 kickers. So
2 kickers, the punter too?
Yeah. So
the punter's not getting drafted.
All right, so you got Carson Beck, C.J. Daniels,
yep,
Markel Bell, Francis Mayagoe, Enes Cooper, Reuben Bain Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Akeem Mesidor.
Obviously.
Wesley Bisasante.
Yeah.
Keontae Scott and Jacoby Thomas. Remember Jacoby Thomas, the safety?
Yeah.
Keontae Scott was the Mike back, I believe, is what he was.
I would agree that the Hurricanes have a better chance of having all 10 of those guys drafted, and some of them are going to be late round, we know that, than the Gators getting 7.
Really, you think so?
And they're having, 9 invited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Gators will not even have 7.
Well, they're going to have, I don't know. That's the thing. Like,
the thing is, it's not a team award. It's individuals when it comes to the draft.
It is. Let me ask you this, and we've been talking about the Combine and we're talking about the things that we like. Have you ever saw him do the bench press too?
Oh, yeah.
And like a lot of people will go on there and they'll come on, Facebook or whatever and talk about how many reps they can do because I think it's 225 or 235.
225.
Yeah, so it's 225.
So that's a 45 on each, two 45s on each side. So wait, that's because that's 180, and then the bar is 45.
Yeah.
That's what that is, yeah. And so they see if they can get it 10 times or however many times they can get it.
If you have a set time limit, it's like 30 seconds, minute, whatever you can pump out.
Which is really decent.
But what's funny is like a lot of times, I don't know if you've watched people bench press, and like sometimes you'll see people bench pressing on Facebook or they'll show their personal best or whatever, but they don't lock out. They just kind of do this right here, where they're just kind of pumping their arms, but they make you lock out. I've watched the NFL Combine. They make you all the way lock out. And so like guys like me that have, my arms are long. I don't know what my wingspan is. My wingspan is longer than I am tall.
Really?
Yeah. My wingspan is longer than I am tall.
You're not leg long then. You're arm long. That's what they call it.
Yeah, but I'm 34 in the length on pants. So, but my arms are long, and so. But what I'm saying is like those guys that have the long reach, they're the ones that don't really do as many. But you could see. Some of those guys are pumping out 30 to 32 to 35 times.
In 30 seconds?
I don't know what the time is.
Maybe it's a whole minute then. I don't know.
Yeah, but either way.
You can't be doing no 32 in 30 seconds. Ain't no way.
Yeah, there ain't no way on that. But it's probably, I think it's a minute or a minute and 25 seconds or something like that.
You'd see them when they're young and they bounce it off their chest, and that's, no.
Well, and some of them, they arch their back all the way up.
Well, no, that's how some people are really built, Well,
I'm talking about where their back is totally off the bench.
Crazy.
Yeah, you ought to see it. It's kind of crazy when you look at it. But either way, we went down a rabbit hole on that part. Did. But I think, realistically, to pull it back, I think Florida has talent. That's kind of the thing that realistically got Billy Napier extended is that he had good players. And if you remember, everybody talked about what was his Achilles heel. It was the fact that he could not score points. But the defense just about kept them in every ball game that they had. And so with that being said, now you can see why now that you've got all of these people having Florida draft picks coming in, because that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody did text me and say there is no time period on the bench press. They just go until failure.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. So you don't have a time limit, but you just, until you can't go anymore. We're not going to do that, but we're going to definitely do the 40-yard dash. And, Jimmy, you can train for that if you want to as well.
No, I'm not going to train. I'm just going to go in as is, man. We're going to be hot.
But, if anybody gets hurt, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. ESPN is not liable for any of your injuries.
What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to pull a hammy?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. That's it. I don't think
exactly
anything
what I was
else.
thinking.
Nothing else will happen.
So let me ask you this: when you hear the name Ty Simpson and you see the draft picks, a lot of the people are saying that there's a possibility that Ty Simpson is going to be a first-round draft pick. They're saying that he's going to be the second quarterback taken, and a lot of people are eyeing that number 21 spot, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They took Will Howard last year, the quarterback that transferred from Kansas State that eventually went to Ohio State to win the national championship.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger really speaks highly of him. So I don't know.
So you remember how we've talked about Quinn Ewers beating out Arch Manning, last year, right? And then Jalen Milroe is third stringing with the Seahawks.
Right.
And you're going to tell me that he beat out Ty Simpson, and you think Ty Simpson's going to be a first rounder? No. I'm not agreeing with that.
Well, I'm just telling you what a lot of the guys are saying. They said that in the Missouri game, he got hurt, and so he was playing hurt the whole second half of the season after he was not doing as good as he was the first half.
They're saying every quarterback got hurt, and everyone was playing hurt. It was this whole new phenomenon of, my quarterback's hurt, we have an excuse. No, there's no excuse. You're out there, you're playing, you give it your all. If you're hurt, don't play.
I think, too, though, when you look at Alabama, when you had someone like Milroe that's played in the SEC and as good as an athlete as he was, I think he was not necessarily the best option, but I think he was the safer option for that Alabama team. I do. I just think, he single-handedly beat LSU that year.
Absolutely. That's exactly the truth.
You know what I mean? So, but Ty Simpson, with him not being as much as a dual-threat quarterback, but more of a pocket passer, his game does translate better to the NFL game than it does to the college game, whereas Jalen Milroe, to me, his game doesn't translate as well. He is a better college quarterback than he'll ever be an NFL quarterback, even though he's a Super Bowl champion now. We can add his list. Yeah. We can add the list of the Alabama quarterbacks. Why'd you do that?
In Missouri, too, because Drew Lock. Really? Come on.
I mean, it's the truth, though.
I'm going to put him up there with Namath and Stabler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Jared Lorenzen, man. The great J-Lo won a Super Bowl ring. Just remember that.
Yeah, Jared Lorenzen won
behind Eli.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we left out one of the other teams that's got two first-round picks, which is the Jets.
The Jets. And those are good ones.
They got the second pick and the 16th pick.
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, and they got it because of Sauce Gardner, right, with the Indianapolis Colts. That's where the Colts lost their first-round pick.
I didn't like them getting rid of him, but I would rather have Sauce.
So, with the Jets being right there at number 2, do you trade back?
Yes.
And get 2 more?
Yes.
Instead of going number 2.
Yep. Unless there's some kind of lineman that you see that just you can't pass up on,
Is there that kind of player in this year's draft?
We will see at the combine.
Yeah, but you've seen enough in college football.
No. There's sometimes where you're like, is this the same guy that was playing for Missouri, or something like that? You're like, wow, I didn't think that guy was that great.
Do you think that happens? Like, do you think that the NFL Combine really makes a big difference for a lot of the draft picks?
Not for a lot, but just a few of them, and it really makes a big difference.
So is there anybody, there's not one person that you can think of right now that you would say, yes, draft him number 2 for sure?
It's one of the defensive guys for the Hurricanes, believe it or not.
It can't be Mesidor. Yeah, it can't be Mesidor.
Yeah.
Mesidor is not the second pick. Baines is better.
It's Baines.
It's Bain. He is better.
Yeah, I would. If I had a pick, it depends what my needs are and everything, obviously. But the Jets do have a defense, and that's kind of weird because then you need to trade down and get 2 picks and just get a couple of offensive linemen or some kind of playmaker on offense. They have a running back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a wide receiver late,
Well, who's going to be your quarterback?
Well, there's a long offseason, and there will be quarterbacks leaving their team.
So you don't think that there's a possibility that the Jets will say, we'll give you, Raiders, our 2 picks this year, our 1 pick next year. Give us Francisco Mendoza.
Never. No, not a 2nd and a 16th. If it was like a 4th and a 20-something, well, maybe 4th and 20, 4th pick and 20th pick in the first round, yeah, I'd say make that trade, but not 2nd and 16th. That's too high.
Yeah.
There's an equation that the Cowboys and Jimmy Johnson created, and that one does not equate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be curious to see how it goes because you still got a lot of quarterbacks that's still going to need to be traded and all that because you got things like Kyler Murray's thinking about being traded to the Dolphins for Tua Tagovailoa, basically just doing a swap right there.
I had heard Tua to the Eagles? Is that what it was?
No.
Jalen Hurts to the Dolphins?
No, that's
no,
fake
there's
news.
some craziness
That's
out there.
fake news.
Will Levis is available, everyone. Can I interest you in a Will Levis?
No. No, he's not available anymore.
Titans fan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's getting a little bitter right now, but that's okay. That's all right. Either way, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more of some college football. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
I preached last week, Stafford should be the MVP over Drake May. And I said the reason is every time Matt Stafford walks to the line, he understands the why. Drake May is still trying to figure out, as I said last week, the what. What am I seeing? What is this? He didn't have the answers against Seattle.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a light breeze out of the north-northwest, a variety of slight fog, and some clouds and 59. Some sun and slight fog tomorrow morning, about the same at 66. In the afternoon and evening, sunny and a light breeze right around 6 miles per hour with a high of 69. About the same at 68 Friday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia. Safety and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Pound the like and crush the subscribe. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on YouTube. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for college basketball. Don't forget the Gators at Georgia. The largest indoor cocktail party tonight, 6 p.m., right after the show. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Red 7T's, your place for all things custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. Give them a like, a share, or just go visit them on the web at Their website is red17s.com. There you go. So either way, I knew I could get it, but either way, going to do that. Don't forget also, we've got our microphone sponsor today, Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair, 1504 County Road 390 in Lynn Haven, 850-630-0766. Don't forget it. Ty and those guys know exactly what they're doing. You know, you always hear those diesels when they're right beside you, man, and they sound like a tiger in the tailpipe a lot of times, and then they'll shoot the black smoke out. I mean, if that's your thing, Ty and them can get those. What are you shaking your head for? That's not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Yeah, Jeffrey likes to drive the BMWs of the world. Yeah, you do. So either way, Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair. Go see those guys. They know exactly how to get you on the road. If you've got a 6.7 or I got to do it 6.7 or 7.3 diesel, go see those guys. They'll take care of you.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the size of the engine. That's a 6.7 and a 7.3 diesel. So when you hear 6.7 or 7.3, that's diesel.
Yeah.
So see, I just took you to shop class and you didn't even know. There you go. But either way, you know, when you look at it, it's a great day to be talking about the NFL. But I want to talk about another thing that's going to affect the draft as well. Because you've got the top free agents that are still out there. Mm-hmm. And you know that as they start coming into the draft, now it's going to see whether or not these free agents are more valuable than the picks. Are they going to go after a wide receiver that is, number one, not proven because he hasn't played it down in the NFL? Or are they going to go with somebody that they know what they can do and try to do exactly what Big Nate was talking about earlier, which is go find a free agent that could possibly be that guy for your team? And so the number one free agent is none other than George Pickens, the second wide receiver for the Cowboys, who had a great year with them. He come over from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and him and CeeDee Lamb actually really did do well. But the Cowboys with Jerry Jones, you know how he is. He does not like to spend that money. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep him. I thought he kept him under wraps a little bit because this guy's kind of a loose cannon at times. He can be a little unhinged when he doesn't get the ball, a little prima donna. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Des Bryant, but they kept him pretty good. They kept him happy. They threw the ball to him, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just kind of like the Donovan Mitchell, James Harden thing. You can only play with one ball, and so you really don't know if they're going to be able to keep him or not. So
yeah, but when you have two wide receivers that are studs on the field, you have options.
Yeah, and I mean, that's
you may have one ball, but guess what? It's going in the hands of one of these two studs, and that's great.
And I mean, but that's kind of the way the NFL is. If you look at like the Bengals, they've got it, but then you look over at with the Rams, with Puka and those guys, they've got it. Devontae Adams and Puka, they're good. I mean, everybody's got two. You know, it's just depending on if the offensive line can block. So, I mean, you got to build from within.
Or if you have any running game.
Does this surprise you that Daniel Jones is the number 2 ranked free agent for this year?
Well, you were high on him, and he did produce until he got hurt, right?
Yep.
3 games left in the season?
Yeah.
Or 4? 3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4, yeah. 4, because I think Riley Leonard played one game, and then... And then Phillip Rivers came in and played.
0-3, but it was a good 0-3. But, you know,
it was close. You remember that Seahawks game. It took the Seahawks everything they could do to beat the Colts with Phillip Rivers at the helm. That lets you know that Phillip Rivers, 44 years old, but he could still play, man.
And they were on the doorstep because, like, the Texans, sorry. The Texans were coming on kind of strong towards the end of the season, and the Jaguars are already up there.
Yeah, the defense of the Houston Texans just was able to get them going, and then the lack ability of the Colts to be able to score. Yeah. It really did hurt their season when Daniel Jones went out.
And I'm not saying the Ravens fell off, but they definitely were right behind the Colts in that race.
Yeah, so we're going to look a little bit deeper. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he was really good. I mean, they really need to see if they can keep him.
Yeah, so
they probably will because they don't really have picks, so they don't have to worry about paying a first-round draft pick. They could pay him. This other name, the number 4 guy, is Trey Hendrickson. He didn't really have a great year. He had a good year, but I'm wondering, he's older now, and I'm just wondering if he's got enough in the tank. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Big name.
I know, but I don't know if he's still got enough in the tank. I mean, we're looking 2 years. We're gonna sign him to a 2-year contract. We're gonna sign him to a 1 year. Like what realistically? Because he didn't really do that well. And when I say do that well, the year before he led the league in sacks, and then this year didn't do as well.
Yeah, no.
So Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens. He's on there, and then Kenneth Walker, the running back, just Super Bowl MVP.
Are you kidding me?
He is.
How is he not number 2? Are you kidding me?
No, he's only had 1 year because he's been hurt. So realistically, this has been his only year that he's really produced. Now, he's had flashes, but he's always been injured.
He produced on the biggest stage and the second biggest stage because the Rams game was the second biggest stage of the whole league.
Yeah, but that's 2 games, Jeffrey.
Oh, that's the 2 biggest games of the year.
It is, and maybe he did get himself a big play day.
Okay, so he goes somewhere else. Where do you want him?
Anywhere. It doesn't matter. Running back position is not. As much as he did for the playoff run.
Steelers have had some running backs in the past.
Yeah.
He goes to the Steelers. Steelers are going to the playoffs.
Not because of that, but because of Mike McCarthy.
It actually is because I think they're going to miss the playoffs next year.
I don't.
The Steelers are.
Owe, the edge rusher for the Chargers. Alec Pierce, wide receiver for the Colts. Malik Willis, the backup quarterback for the Packers.
What is this, like number 9 or 10?
Yeah. You got to think.
Okay, I don't agree with that one.
They're thinking that he's possibly going to be the one that goes to Miami once Tua leaves. Because he did have some good games. He won that one game against the Broncos. Wasn't it against the Broncos where the Packers beat the Broncos? Didn't they beat the Broncos?
It might have.
I thought that's who it was.
And he looked great?
Yes, he looked good. And, Jordan Love is his team, but Malik Willis is the backup. So you got 2
So you want to talk about one season and you talk about Willis? Come on, man.
What you talking about, Willis? Jalen Phillips, edge rusher for the Eagles. He was at the Dolphins, but then he got traded to the Eagles. So he's and then here's that running back that you were talking about for the Jets, Breece Hall.
Yeah.
He's a free agent. So, and then here you go. Father Time. Aaron Rodgers is on the list for the top.
Well, there's a lot of talk that he's going to stay at the Steelers.
Yeah.
When they mentioned something about him going to the Vikings, I'm like, really? Come on.
And then you got Nashawn Wright, who's a cornerback for the Bears. And then you got Kobe Bryant, the safety for the Seattle Seahawks. And then the last one that's in this, this Fox NFL deal, this is the guy that I'm wondering, does he still have it? Mike Evans.
Oh, what?
Mike Evans.
He's at the Bucs, right?
Yeah.
You talk so highly about him.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking you don't think he has anything left in the tank?
That was theirs. I still would put him. I would put him higher than Rodgers. I think that he would make a more impact, but he's got to be healthy. He's getting older.
You're right.
You got to remember he was a part of the Johnny Manziel years. He's the reason why Manziel won the Heisman.
So the Bucs were all beat up at the second half of the season.
Yeah, and that's the reason why they didn't make the playoffs.
No, the reason why they made the playoffs is because the Saints gave the division over to Carolina by letting the Falcons win the last game of the season.
Yeah, well, we're going to go to the Red 17's text line. And just so you guys know, Russell Wilson is still out there, and he could do very well in the Jets offense if they were looking to just try to bridge the till the next year so that they can pick up a quarterback. Personally, I think they should just take Justin Fields and just make him a running back. So that's one of the listeners said that. So
would you, if you were Russell Wilson, would you be better off or thinking that you would like going to the Packers and being a backup, which is quite the possibility, or being the starter for the Jets? Because I would rather go to like Carolina or the Packers where you can be a backup, second string, and the only way you're going to see the field is if somebody gets hurt.
All right, so you asked me specifically if I was Russell Wilson, okay?
Yes.
So first and foremost, I would not want to go to the Packers and hold the clipboard because it's going to be too cold. I would be very cold there.
Yes.
So the second part is I'd rather be a starter. At his age, you want to go start. You don't want to go hold I mean, realistically, he's going to get the league minimum if he's going in to be a backup. They might give him $1 million. They might give him 1.5 or something like that. But I mean, can we say, though, that Russell Wilson has I mean, his time has passed?
Yes, it has.
And I mean, that's if he doesn't, is he a Hall of Famer?
No. Because that defense that the Seahawks won with. And, you know, when I saw them destroy the Broncos in that Super Bowl, I was like, oh, this team's going to win another Super Bowl. And then, you know, they lost on the goal line to the Patriots and never did get another shot at it. It was one of those ones where at one point, you thought, oh, this team's going to have another one. And then they didn't.
Never did.
Yeah.
And I don't think so
either. And you can put it in the book with the 85 Bears and the 96 Packers with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
The ones that just never won another one. And at the time, you were like, oh, yeah, this team's going to win another one.
So on that list, who did you think, as far as the free agent list, do you think really needs to be moved up? Is it Mike Evans? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Breece Hall?
Breece Hall and then Mike Evans are the definitely ones that have to move up. Malik Willis, is that it? Yeah, he played at Liberty.
Yeah. Well, he played at Auburn, then he went to Liberty with Hugh Freeze.
But he was with
Hugh Freeze. Yeah.
Liberty. He needs a drop big time.
So you're not feeling him at all?
No, not even top 15.
Really?
That's how bad.
Well, I mean, they're saying that there's a chance because I think he either played 2 or 3 games and they had won, and we can check that, but I just think really were
the Titans that bad that he couldn't do anything with the Titans, and then he was very stubborn and didn't listen to the coaches?
No, it was just a time period where the Titans were just very bad in any way, shape, and form.
I think they're worse now.
Just even in the coaching aspect, the whole front office of that thing had 2 heads fighting in 2 separate directions. And you know what? That doesn't do well for a business. It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You're exactly right. But and I mean, when you look at it, they knew that they were, they went and got Will Levis, then they went and got Cam Ward. I mean, they just, they had all these guys that they went after, and it just didn't work out because of exactly what Jimmy's saying, is because of the leadership. And that's the biggest thing for him. So, I mean, Malik Willis all time has a record of 3 wins, 3 losses, 67.7 completion percentage, 1,322 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and I don't got the quarterback rating. Sorry. Yeah, but didn't when he played, didn't they win some games with the Packers last year?
Yeah, he had that big win when Love went out early in the game. He came in and just carried the team, and then the next week he also won that game. So I don't know if he gets the credit for the win on that one or not.
They're giving him
entered the game.
Yeah, they're giving it to him. A lot of the talking heads believe that he is the real deal, that he deserves a shot to be a starter again because of like what Jimmy was saying about how bad of a leadership was going on with the Titans.
So they also tell him to stay in the pocket, and he couldn't because he had happy feet.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, you never know. Somewhere like the Dolphins, somewhere like the Jets, So I don't know. I mean, would you pick Ty Simpson over Malik Willis right now?
Yes.
No.
You don't like Ty Simpson because he's an Alabama quarterback. That's why you would say Garrett Nussmeier should be the guy.
No. And he did great at the Senior Bowl. Shocking to me. Because I'm not tooting anybody's horn. I was like, why couldn't you do that for my team? Where was that before? When our defense is carrying the team.
Yeah. Well, do you know who carries the team? Recommended Collision Center over there on Jinx Avenue. Brandon and those guys do a fantastic job. When you want body work done, you can't just go to somebody that's under a shade tree. They won't do it right. It won't be done the right way. You got to get people that know what they're doing. They know how to paint. They know how to not have runs. They know how to not have drips. And, when you put the vehicle back together, there's an art and a science to that as well. It's got to be able to be done the right way, and they'll get you fixed up. They do free estimates. They do insurance work. They also do customer pay options as well. So go see those guys, Recommended Collision Center. Tell them that you heard it from the show, the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. They'll give you a discount and a cup of coffee with you as well. Don't forget also, we've got our sponsorship for the microphone today, Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair, 1504 County Road 390 in Lynn Haven, 850-630-0766. Those guys know how to get you going on your 6.7 diesels or your 7.3 diesels. Anything diesel related, Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair, they'll get you going. You can find them on Facebook as well.
So it says diesel and auto repair.
Yeah, they can do it all.
So they'll do auto repair. It doesn't have to be diesel.
Right. It doesn't have to be diesel, but their specialty is diesel.
Gotcha.
So make sure you go and do that. So either way, we are going to take our next break. When we come back, we got some baseball news we need to share. And also, something crazy is going on at the University of Alabama. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text him now on the Red 70s studio line. 850-215-6290. Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
That boot store reminds you that it doesn't hurt to give something stylish and practical on Valentine's Day. Just think, fellas, what she's going to look like in that special Western outfit. Wow. Ladies, he'll look sharp in those jeans and new hat, too. Okay, fellas, to be on the safe side and not be sleeping on the couch, that boot store suggests that you complement that Western outfit with some lovely flowers, candy, or romantic art. Maybe all three. Just a suggestion from that boot store. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
ESPN Northwest Florida. He once ate an entire birthday cake before he realized there was a stripper inside. LSU Jeff.
It's Officer Nasty.
Is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you so much for being here today on this beautiful 75-degree weather day, Panama City Beach. Don't forget, right after the show, in about 20 minutes or so, Florida at Georgia, 6 o'clock, Gator basketball right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can be a part of the show by calling in 850-215-6290. You can also text the Red 70s phone line. Red 70s, your place for all custom apparels, shirts, and everything else. They do hats, they do it all. So go see those guys. They've got a Facebook page. Go check them out, see what they got. I'm here joined by Officer Nasty, as also known as Jeffrey, and Jim and Jimmy here is with me today too. You know, when you look at the basketball world, we got to talk about it. They had the big fight the other night, and they handed out the suspensions, and I wanted to talk about it just a little bit because we've already discussed it yesterday, but you know, Isaiah Stewart came off the bench. He was the main one that was the one throwing the punches for the Pistons. He got 7 games. Miles Bridges, who was the one that was really on the court that was fighting for the Charlotte Hornets, he got 4 games.
Did you say fighting for?
Huh?
Did you say fighting for or playing for?
Fighting, because they were fighting. They weren't playing for nothing. They were fighting. It was a fight. It was
I know.
It was just like when you were at the
But it just sounded funny.
Yeah, but it's just like when you're at the park. They wasn't there. They weren't worried about winning the game. It was like everybody was going for what they know. And I mean, it was crazy.
I never had a fight at the the courts or the ballpark or anything like that.
Yeah.
I can just imagine you're in Mobile and you hear a gunfire going on. Everybody's sprinting.
Yeah, right. He gets down or runs.
What?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Game's over.
Yeah, I think I could tell. I could tell that about you. It seems like you've never been in fights very much. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, only like 2.
Musa
great.
Diabate got 4 games. Jalen Duran got 2 games. And, I'm just telling you, man, that crazy. Just too much. I don't understand it. I think we talked about it in length, talking about how that, with them doing that, it was just too much. I mean, they let them get away with too much. So I don't know. I don't know. And with the way Isaiah Stewart, how he talked about it, he was like, that's what I'm here for. And it's just like, man, no, you're there to score points and get rebounds and all that. But either way, I wanted to do that.
And be a role model too.
Do you think that was too harsh? 7 games? Do you think it should have been?
No. Are you kidding me? No. It was definitely that's what they deserved.
They lost hundreds of thousands of dollars as well in fines, and as they should. So there again, trying to stay out of that. But obviously, we got to talk about it. You mentioned it yesterday. I did not want you to go without your Yankee update for the week. Just so you know, February the 11th, which was when? Today.
Oh, it's today.
Pitchers and catchers reported to Tampa. On the 15th, position players report to Tampa. February the 16th, first full squad workout. So there you go. And then February the 20th, the first spring training game against the Orioles. And then March 25th is opening day at the Giants. So we open up with the Giants at 8 o'clock.
The outfielders and all that, they got to show up on President's Day?
That's right.
On Lundy Gras?
Lundy Gras.
What in the world?
Well, I mean, that's just how it works. Also, we want to say that Jackson Holliday is going to start the season on the IL. He's got a broken bone in his hand that he's having to have surgery, so it's going to be 6 weeks. Same deal with Corbin Carroll for the Arizona Diamondbacks, another one of their stars. Same injury in the hand. So it's making you wonder what's going on with this hand. Is it something that they're doing with their batting, grips? Are they, because they're not getting hit, obviously, or they'd be talking about it. But
have you ever had a baseball being thrown and it hits you in the hand while you're holding a bat?
Oh. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
And then just some more baseball news really to go through while we were on the break. Nick Castellanos of the Phillies has been told not to report to spring training.
Ooh.
So there you go. So it looks like the Phillies are going to trade or release him. So he's been one of those guys that's been there for a while. Everybody knows Nick Castellanos, and just been a fan favorite.
That's a strange situation.
Yep, looks like they're going to get rid of him. But with all that being said, I said we needed to have some Alabama crazy news. They sent out the reports of the budget, and let's look at the budget of the fiscal year for the University of Alabama. I know some people, want to know what it is. So obviously, everybody's going to know what the number one expenditure and profit is: the football team. So the revenue was $147,694,178. The expenses were $82,859,000 or $859,480. So the football program at the University of Alabama profited $64,834,698. Does that sound pretty good to you?
That does sound good to me. I think I've seen LSU. I don't know if we, after, because it's revenue minus earnings is your profit. And I can't remember if it was LSU was 103 at one point, but with all the NIL expenditures and all that.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, they're just divvying out the money and all that, and that's the reason why schools, I can't remember, what was it, Rutgers?
Yeah.
And another school, they're totally in the red.
Yeah, but listen to this, though. Alabama's basketball program revenue, $24,406,961, and their expenses was $15,230,392. So a $9,176,569 of profit for the Alabama basketball program. Men's basketball.
Yes, be very specific on that.
So let me tell you this.
So you know how many programs are in profit for men's basketball?
I don't.
In the nation?
I don't.
It usually hovers around 2 to 3 schools in the nation.
Wow. Well, Alabama's one of them. Can I say to you now that every other program in the university's repertoire
is in
the negative.
Mm-hmm.
So women's tennis,
y'all need to get
men's tennis, golf.
You need to get a baseball program is what that means.
The baseball program revenue was $2,196,935. Guess what their expenses were? $6,688,905. So $4.4 million in the red. Women's basketball brought in $764,000, and their expenses was $5,433,000.
So they're about the same as the baseball.
Yeah, 4.6 to 4.4.
And then gymnastics is a big sport for Bama.
Yeah, they included that. They were $1.2 million in revenue.
That's
and
good.
$3.5 million in expenses. So they were $2.3 million negative.
So that's not too bad, and that's a lot more revenue than women's basketball, which is not normal.
Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of funny that we would share that because, you always talk about how much it goes. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. One other thing to share, I know we had the Charles Biadaco where he has been denied to play at the University of Alabama. And I thought it was kind of funny. Alabama's going to be playing Ole Miss. And so yesterday, Nate Oates come out and his first comments were, the guard, Camadine, played with JDA in Dijon in France. It's a first-tier France division. He's a pro that's played a lot of years of professional basketball before he came over here, and we're going to be facing them. So he made sure that he said that with his press conference that, hey, whether you believe we're playing against pros or not, we are playing against pros. And that's the thing. And I loved how Florida's coach, I loved how he said it. He was like, we'll beat you. I don't care. Bring all the G League players. We'll beat you. And it doesn't matter. And that's the thing. Are you going to allow what's going on
Not every team can say that, though.
I know.
They don't have the horses like Florida does.
Right. But still, with all that being said, I mean, that's kind of how it works. So I know earlier we had talked about the NBA. I wanted to talk about the games missed. The players that are on the verge of missing 65-game requirements for the regular season awards. Nikola Jokic is at 11 games. Victor Wembanyama is at 14. Steph Curry is at 15. Kawhi Leonard's at 12. Luka Doncic is at 11. And Anthony Edwards is at 10. So that's all the stars. If you think about it, Joker, Wembanyama, Curry, Kawhi, Luka Doncic, and Ant-Man. I mean, all of those guys are the stars of the league right now for the most part, and they're getting very, very close to missing the number of games, so they're not going to get the awards at the end of the year. So would it be crazy if one of those guys leads the league in points or does something crazy and leads their team to the playoffs and wins the championship, and they go to announce it and he can't win it because he had too many missed games because of rest? Do you agree with the resting of the stars to gear up to play for the championship or the playoffs, or do you think they should play and they should just physically be able to do it?
If you want to spread the season out maybe like a week, forward or at the end of the year and maybe cut back from 82 to 80 games maybe, You know, maybe that'll help out on the wear and tear. Maybe they will call fouls that were fouls and elbows that are elbows, you know. And it could maybe change because, let me tell you, this 18th game that LeBron's missing, 5 Lakers are missing that game, and Luka is one of them. If I paid money and there's no Luka and there's no LeBron, not that I'm a big LeBron fan.
We know you are.
And how much money I'm dropping, like $200, maybe $300 something dollars for an NBA basketball game? This isn't an NBA basketball game. You're missing all your starters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they want you to buy your tickets early. You plan these trips that you want to go see these players play. And I'll never forget it. My brother, his family lives over in Biloxi, and they were going to New Orleans when the Pelicans and Steph Curry, that was his my nephew's favorite player.
Yeah.
And Steph didn't even show up to New Orleans. He wasn't even there.
On the bench.
He wasn't even on the bench. And it's like, we paid money to see Steph shoot threes. We paid all of this money and they don't show up. So no, if you're gonna play professional basketball, to me, you condition your body to be able to. That's the whole deal. You know, I mean, there's not an injured class for the playoffs. You know, it's just like the San Francisco 49ers. Think about all the injuries that they had on defense. And I mean, was it fair? No, it wasn't fair, but guess what? That's part of the process. That's part of it. When you play a sport where you're going to hit people and run into people and you're going to be running up and down a floor, you're going to have injuries. And that's just really the deal. And so it's not fair for a fan that's paying full price to come watch you play, and you're going to sit out because you want to rest up for the playoffs. The NBA should step in and do something. I think they've done that, but these players don't care about winning MVP. Oh, you get an extra $10,000 or extra $100,000. Well, those guys are making millions upon millions upon millions, and, you know, they're not even clocking in for work.
And like Sam Darnold in California, you're just going to get taxed just the same amount.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, that's neither here nor there. But, I mean, when you look at it, it's not right for these players to sit out. These kids are wearing their jersey. They're looking for you. They're wanting, the whole reason why they're there is to see you. And you don't even play.
Yeah.
And then when you're on the side, you know, you're on the bench or whatever, you're so engrafted in your phone or you're talking to your buddy so much, and these kids are yelling and screaming your name, and you may not even wave at them or whatever. Man, if you're not playing, you should at least have some kind of autograph session. You know, maybe that's what we should do. We should petition the NBA. If you're going to miss a game, then you've got to do like 150 autographs that day because you're sitting out. You know, maybe that'll solve the problem. If they don't want to sign autographs, then get your butt on the floor and play some basketball, because that's what we're paying you to do anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the NHL's going from 82 to 84 games in the same time span. You know, they're playing more games in the same amount of time that they've already been playing 82.
Yeah.
And they don't have guys that are like, oh, he's going to get a rest day. You never see that in the NHL.
No.
Ever.
And they fight each other.
Yeah, they actually fight. So, and yeah, so that's another thing that's crazy to me. So, but all I'm saying is NBA players need to get on the floor. You're being paid. If they want to cut 5 games to make them not have to do it, so be it.
And also, they're adding 2 teams.
Yeah.
Maybe Seattle.
Las Vegas.
And probably Vegas.
Yeah.
Does Vegas really need another team? They got the hockey team going on.
They need something because the lost revenue's happening over there.
Yeah.
But either way, it's been a great day on this beautiful Wednesday in Panama City Beach. Thank you so much for listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We will be back tomorrow. We got a full slate already scheduled. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Your home for college basketball, ESPN Northwest Florida.